Alright, now we're going to do the quick setup and how to set everything up. So here we have the Hauppauge, it's sitting right here. We're going to have the two HDMI ports. So here we have the Xbox. I missed it. This is the Xbox. The Xbox HDMI is going to plug into the input on the Hauppauge. It's the HDMI in. Now the HDMI cord that was given to you in the packaging, you're going to use that for the HDMI out. So it's going to go from the HDMI port on the Hauppauge to the monitor, or the TV, or whatever you're using. So this way it goes from the Xbox through the Hauppauge and then to the monitor. So now we have it hooked up to my computer, which you can't see over here, but this is the computer monitor here. So you can see we have this the raw feed from the Xbox. There is no delay at all in response, so there's no lag when you're playing or anything like that. And also on the capture module here, you'll see on this screen, it is also showing it. This is obviously lag because it's going from the capture card and it's trying to render it all out. So there's a bit of lag, so you cannot play from the capture module. And so if you're going to be playing while recording, you're going to have your actual monitor set up and actually be able to watch from there. Alright, first we're going to go through the steps on getting the best performance from your Hauppauge, getting the best quality possible. Alright, first we're going to start on the Xbox side of things. So you're going to hit the middle button on your controller, go down to settings, then system settings. This is where you're going to go to the console settings, to display, HD TV settings, and here's where you're going to want to make sure you have it at 1080p for the best settings. Now it records in 1080p at 30 frames per second, and so that's good for your normal, running around playing, because YouTube itself only shows in 30 frames per second. So that's all you really need. Now say you're doing something with a lot of slow motion work, you're doing something that you want to actually slow down and show particles flying and a body slowly flying through the air or something like that. In that case, you might want to consider shooting in 720p. That'll record in 60 frames per second, and it obviously gives you double the frames per the time period, and it'll better allow you to do slow motion work and make it look a lot clearer. But for best quality, 1080p is the way to go. And as you can see here, widescreen HDMI at 1080p. So you're going to go to the capture module here. You're going to go to format settings. It usually takes a few seconds to load. You're going to click on video encoder, and you're going to change the bitrate and the constant bitrate all the way up to 14 million. That's for the best quality. And you'll change the bitrate to constant. You'll hit apply. And then you're going to go to video properties. You're going to make sure the bitrate here is 14,000 kilobits per second. Make sure that's constant. And the GOP, you can change that all the way up to 4. And finally, you're going to go to audio properties. And you're going to make it the highest if you want the highest quality audio, 384 kilobits per second. You want to make sure that's stereo for best sound. And that's it, really, to get the best settings. Now you could go through and change certain other things. Now say maybe your capture module isn't getting the best, it doesn't look right, there's the saturation might be off, the hue might be off. If that does happen, in that case you can go to device settings, and then go to the video proc amp. And from here you can change everything from brightness, contrast, hue, saturation, sharpness. You can change all of those. And don't worry, there's a default button if you screw things up too much. And so that is how to really change the settings with the Hauppauge. It's very simple to do.